Hello peeps, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do a comparison between two different homemade mediums. The first will be a mixture of Elmer's Glue All, not the school glue, Glue All, and our trusty Floetrol. I don't remember where I got this from, I'm sorry, but it was a YouTube video. I'm going to fill the glue up to this bottom line, and then I'm going to top the rest up with Floetrol and mix it really super well. And the second is going to be just a traditional homemade mixture of Floetrol and a little bit of water. The colours I'm going to be using today are, I'm going to make my own turquoise by mixing these two. It is going to be Artist Loft Light Blue and LIQUITEX Basic Bright Aqua Green. Then I'm going to use Amsterdam Acrylic Burnt Umber and this is a wonderful new paint that I've got. It's Art Deco Metallics Silver. So I'm interested to see how that comes out. AI FRIEDMAN's Cadmium Orange Hue, which is beautiful with turquoise. And then lastly, Amsterdam Acrylics Warm Grey. I'm going to do two tiny little dirty pour flip cups, and each cup is going to contain exactly the same colours in the same order, and then I can make a really good comparison of the two homemade mediums. And I've got 10 cups here, and on the back of the Glue All and Floetrol formula I've made a note so that I know which one is which, and I can put a lid on at the end. So as I said earlier, I apologize, but I cannot really remember where this Glue All and Floetrol medium came from, but it makes total sense to me, so I'm very excited to see the outcome of it. I don't think we're going to get the results until tomorrow morning once it's dried. But now let us start mixing the paints. Oh, by the way, the canvases that I'm using are 10 by 10 Artist Loft gallery wrapped canvas, and I'm not taping the back of them today. I've just put little push pins for this experiment. Now I've mixed all the colours, and the one on my left is the mixture of Glue All and Floetrol, and the blue cup, the one on the right, is a mixture of the Floetrol and water. So it was, oh, I'm also going to be adding a little bit of lubricant for a treadmill lubricant to just the turquoise, I've decided. I don't want too many cells because I really want to see how these two mediums react. So just stir that in a little bit in both of them. There we go. Lovely, jubbly. What was interesting to me was the difference in colour between the Elmer's formula medium and just the Floetrol. The Floetrols are much richer, but as Elmer's glue dries clear, I'm assuming it's going to go dark when it's completely dry. It's also, my paint was a little bit lumpy, so I'm hoping the outcome is going to be okay. So let's begin pouring these little dirty pour cups in the same order, orange, and then the burnt umber, Then the beautiful homemade turquoise. And the warm grey, which I really don't expect to make a starring part in either of these paintings. It's more for a little bit of accent. And then finally the silver, which I'm also really looking forward to seeing when the painting's dry, because right now it is shiny, but I think tomorrow it's going to be really beautiful. Now let's do the same with the Floetrol and water medium, orange and burnt umber. The metallics, normally you really don't get the effect until it's dry. And because I'm doing these on canvases, I don't think I'm going to resin them, because resin on canvas drives me insane. It just sinks to the middle. And when I went to Michael's today, they did not have any decent wood panels, because I wanted to do these on wood panels and then resin them afterwards. So this is just going to be a small experiment. And then my daughter's getting a new apartment. I'll probably give her these two to hang above her loo or something like that. Just going to add a little bit more turquoise on the top of this one. And the same for the Elmer's glue. Glue all, remember, not school glue. And then let's get down to it. Let's do this. My white paint is just acrylic white, Artist Loft, mixed with Floetrol and a bit of water. And I prefer using this to house paint. So I'm going to begin by putting some white down on the background for my little mini floating cup. I'm going to move the paint around a little bit and make the cells hopefully a little bit bigger. So as I'm moving it back this way, I have to tilt it back the other way so that the cells don't get all distorted. And I do like some drip off as well. And it's very interesting, this glue based medium definitely seems to create some nice big solid cells. I'll just touch up the sides a little bit. Make sure the whole canvas is covered. Add a little bit more white, more negative space to balance it out a bit better. Touch up little bits, it'll help the paint run off. That's nice, looking good. Now let's do the Floetrol and water. This is much more fluid, which is interesting because in the little cups it was thicker than the glue. So it's obviously just the density has nothing really to do with the thickness. It's because the glue makes it move less. So this is very interesting. And the cells aren't particularly exciting. Right now they both make a great pair. I'll just add a little bit more white. Touch up that corner and the sides. And this will be interesting to tilt this one. I'm going to tilt this one a little bit more. Just spread it out. There are some rather nasty lumpy bits in my orange. So I guess when it's drying, I'm going to have to dig those out. I'm going to take my gloves off, and now I will get my, what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow some little wispy bits into the paint because I really want to see how the medium reacts with lots of different applications and interference. Interference is the word I was looking for. So let's blow a little wispies there. And then I have to torch it, get out the air bubbles. And I'm not seeing a lot more cell activity because remember I only put the Treadmill lubricant into the turquoise. So once this is done, I'll bring you down for a closer look and we can investigate. Down taking a closer look. This is the one with the Floetrol with a tiny bit of water. And so far, so good. We have some beautiful color mixtures, some really nice cell action going on, and everything seems very defined. And this is the glue all and Floetrol. The cells seem to me to look a lot stronger. I don't know if that makes sense to have strong cells, but they seem more defined and more interesting, as if, you know, I don't know, the glue is somehow controlling the paint in a better way. But there are the two of them together. And now this is about 3 hours later. It's really quite interesting. The glue all medium has definitely stayed the same, and I'm kind of disappointed with the Floetrol one. It's really gone wishy-washy. Most of the cells have disappeared, so I wonder what it's going to look like tomorrow morning. Every time I do one of these, there's a beady eye somewhere. There it is. Can you see that beady eye? Right in the middle. Anyway, that's enough, and tomorrow I will take a look and compare them and let you see the results. What a gorgeous day. So when I got up this morning, they were still sopping wet. So I have them out in the garden, in the sun, drying. And let's take a look and compare. I think the results actually are they speak for themselves. This is the one with the Elmer's glue and Floetrol, and the cells barely moved. They're just as gorgeous as when I poured it. And then I'm going to move this into the sun. In the sunlight, let's see if you can, oh, definitely the colours are much more vibrant. Much more vibrant. There is the Elmer's glue and Floetrol, and great cell structures going on there. And then taking a look at the one just with Floetrol and water, most of the cells collapsed. Still very pretty colours though. I love the silver. I'm going to take them in to have a look inside now. I think that it is quite remarkable actually how the Elmer's glue all did such a tremendous job. And that is going to be my medium of the choice. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check my Etsy store, details below, and see you in the next one.